Hello and welcome to the long view. This is Jon Jordan. Today we're doing a first time user experience video, so playing a free-to-play mobile game for the very first time, getting a look at that flow, the tutorial and the gameplay. So the game is called Rules of Survival. It's already fired up a push notification prompt. Don't like to see this here. This should be better integrated into the flow. I have to say this is a Chinese developed game by NetEase. I have to say Asian developed games tend to not care so much or have a different view on push notification flow to Western developers, and they often seem to put this first. Same for Korean and Japanese games, they tend to put this really in your face. Also don't allow, I think it should be better integrated into the flow. Anyway, so having a bit of a download. So what's interesting about Rules of Survival, so it is a battle royale game. So clearly inspired by the popularity of PlayerUnknown's BattleGrounds on PC, which has actually been a massive hit in China, or in Chinese players at least. Now what's interesting is, okay, just going to accept all that. What's interesting is NetEase has released actually 3 Battle Royale games on mobile. So there's, in China, there is a one based around the Terminator movie IP. There's also one that's just come out called Knives Out, which is from, they're both from NetEase, different studios. And then there's this one, Rules of Survival. So NetEase is really going all out for this kind of stuff. What's interesting is it doesn't have any monetization in. Obviously, for PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, it's a game that you have to buy to play. So it's that's how they're monetizing it. Obviously, free-to-play mobile games don't work like that. You don't pay for them. So at the moment, this is just a game experience where they're trying to get a lot of players involved and then going to worry about how you monetize them afterwards. So let's see how we get on. Obviously, they've only got a North American server here, and it did say beforehand that this is in beta. I mean, this game isn't in soft launch or anything. This game is just available on the App Store. So do we have any? Don't have any customization options by the looks of things. Put a name in. My nickname contains improper characters. Not quite sure how that could be the case. Oh, it had a did it have a space? Okay, let's try that. So not really any UI at all. We have to go and do a ranked game, I suppose. So obviously the point of a battle royale game is you, I think in this one actually 120 people, but normally 100 people drop into a area and then they all try and kill each other. So let's go in just, I don't know what duo and squad mean, let's just go in as solo, I suppose. I have to say I don't think I'm won't be very good at these games, so I might die straight away, but that's kind of the point of them. What? So I think this is this practice? So I've got fisticuffs. I don't know how to move. Okay, so this is just the practice arena, I think. So we're waiting 45 seconds. So you have a jump. So these are kind of typical controls. There's a kneel down and a prone. Obviously you don't have a weapon at the moment because you have to jump into these big areas and get your weapon, or find what you can find. I wonder if they will have a frying pan, the famous frying pan. So controls, you can see animation as well, not great. I mean, these games have been rushed in to service, really, rushed into the app stores. It's like popping going on there from the grass and the trees. So these are not. Oh, he's got a gun. So these are not well polished games. Here we go. Okay. So this is the island, and do I hit? I don't know how I get out now. Oh, we're not over the island yet. Okay. So entering the parachute zone, so I hit the button to parachute out. No one's parachuted out yet. So you don't really want to parachute out with everyone else, but let's go. So there I go, parachuting down. So on a good spot. There's loads of buildings, aren't there? And normally I have to, yeah, so I have to hit my shoot. There we go. So aim for those buildings there. Didn't really see anyone else coming out, or can't see anyone else on my mini map. So you can see there's 2 people have died already. There's only 118 left. That's in the top right hand corner. So let's try and get down. There we go. So off we go. So the first thing you do is, goodness me, people are killing each other already. Is pop up is awful. Is fiddle around in these buildings. Is it, what? That was weird. I don't know what was going on there. Well, that ran straight past that. So go inside and find loot. Goodness me. So there's someone there. See if I can get him. So did he have a gun? So you can see the controls are awful. Where's this guy? I'm going to follow him. I hope he doesn't get a gun. So you're dead, mate. I don't think you can escape unless I run out of ammo. Have I run out of ammo? Right, I think that's crashed now. Yeah, I've got no ammo. And did I die? Okay, no idea what happened there. But no, is he still there? Oh no, he's shooting me. Oh well, so this is yeah. So the thing is, these games are very popular on PC, but clearly on mobile devices, first-person shooter games don't work very well on these devices. For starters, yeah, so, and the pop-up's pretty awful, and I looks like I died. There we go. So I think it's interesting that NetEase is attempting to do this. I guess my feeling is these are not games that are well adapted to mobile usage. So you can see the controls are all over the place. Obviously that could get better, but first-person shooter games haven't worked really well on mobile, certainly in free-to-play. You can have better controls on this though. But I just kind of think people feel more comfortable on a keyboard, and people get very frustrated if you get killed. Particularly in this game where it's not like a game where you get fragged and then you respawn. This is a game where now I'm dead. So I kind of I can't really do anything. Yeah, so she's saying don't be frustrated. Most people will be eliminated in the virtual battle. Well, yeah, everyone apart from the person who wins. So everyone's a loser in this kind of game. So there is a frustration there, and that's just crashed out as well. So we can just see this game. I think Netmarble has rushed this game in to the App Store to try and catch on this phenomenon. And very weird, it's rushed in 2 games. I guess it can look to see which has the better kind of metrics, which has more players, staying. I would say Rules of Survival is worse than Knives Out. Knives Out was even though it was the English translation wasn't very good, it was technically a better game, a more stable game. So kind of interesting. I mean, I think that was a game that was in development longer, released in China, and then kind of just they did some quick translation on it and put up some servers for the West. This game seems to me much more designed for the West, but really rushed through. So obviously people aren't going to hang around, particularly in that kind of experience. But we'll see. It's impressive that they've got these 2 games out so quickly. But NetEase are a very big company with lots of developers, so I guess that's kind of part of their reason for their success. They release a lot of games. Anyway, so I think that's our look at Rules of Survival. Not particularly. The point of a first-time user experience is just to get a taste of the game, which I've not been very complimentary about. Maybe I'll go back in and try and play a bit more and see if it gets any better. For the long view, we do videos. We do a lot of first-time user experience stuff, but also we do videos when we get a bit deeper into games. So maybe I'll come back and revisit them. Probably a video about the difference between Rules of Survival and Knives Out might be a good one to do. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel. But thanks for watching this one, and hope to see you again soon.